Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I asked you over on Instagram if you had any questions about my journey on the Great Kiwi Bake Off, and you had heaps. So I thought, let's make lunch. Well, I'm going to make lunch while I answer all of your questions. Also, I've got a G&T. Woo! I'm making kind of a random array of things that I had in my fridge leftovers. I basically have no food left in the house apart from some random herbs and tomatoes and some old focaccia that was in the freezer. So I'm getting a bit creative here. So the first question is, what is the process for getting on the show? For me, it was quite a quick journey actually. I think I was probably quite near the end of the application process. So I think they were closing applications pretty soon after I applied. But you had to fill in a big, long questionnaire about your experience with baking and your hobbies and basically just like your whole life in general. And then you had to make a video. So I was looking online at the application and saw the video, and I just suddenly had this funny idea if I was going to do a skit. I'm a teacher, so like drama is just what I love doing. So I decided I was going to do a little skit in the garden of me on the Great Kiwi Bake Off, but I'm also the judge and the presenter, and I got the wigs and things out the dress-up box and just made like a little comical audition video based on the English one. You know how it's in a tent? So I set up the tent in my dad's garden that I was up visiting and made him come out and film. In fact, I'll actually put my audition video at the end of this video so you can watch it. But then I sent in the video, and I just wanted them to see like who I was, and that also I just thought it was funny. So that's what I did for my video. I think my number one tip for applying for the show would just be authentically you. Like, just go for it. So show them who you are, show them how much you love to bake, and yeah, that would be my number one tip. So next, who is your favorite chef, baker, and how did they influence your love of baking? There's lots of people who have influenced my love of food and cooking. I actually love to cook just as much as I love to bake. So my grandma played a huge part in my baking journey. She would always bake with me, and she made this like authentic pork pie. I'm actually going to see her in a few weeks, so maybe she'll show us how to make the pork pie, and I just used to love it. And she'd always let me lick all the spoons, so it was like my favorite thing to ever do with her. My dad, of course. My dad is a super foodie, so we definitely cook together. But my all-time foodie crush is Jamie Oliver. I just love him. I think he's super inspirational and, you know, really believes that anyone can cook. And I just love that he's like a home, well, he's obviously not a home cook, but he just thinks that everyone can cook at home. And I just really love that. And I think he's amazing. And same with Nadia Lim. Nadia Lim is a Kiwi MasterChef winner, and she is just amazing. And I love that she is super big on like reducing food waste and using things from the garden. Yeah, so those are my two foodie crushes. Okay, how much practice would you say you did before going on? I probably did quite a lot of practice. I tried to do as much as I could. I really, really cooked all through the night and things before I went on the show. I definitely practiced at least an element of everything before I went on, but there was obviously things that I like just didn't have the time or the resources for to do at home. And also like the cakes are huge. Like we made some huge cakes, and so sometimes I'd make a mini version of stuff, or I'd test some of the elements. I had loads and loads of fails in my practice, which was great because I knew what not to do when I was going to go on the show. How long is each episode filmed over? This question was asked a lot, and it's actually just like you see on the TV. So it's filmed over 2 days. So the first day you do the signature and the technical bake, then you go home and don't sleep and stress. And then the next day you go back and do the showstopper challenge. So 2 days for each one. What happens to all the food after judging? So many people ask this. So we eat a lot of it. Well, I definitely ate a lot of it. I tried everything almost, I think. Everyone's thing from every challenge. I just thought it was so fun. Like, of course I want to try all their delicious things. There's heaps of crew on set, so they eat a lot of the baking. And then obviously they saved lots of the baking for that technical in the final. Do you feel sad when they cut into your creations? Yes and no. I think I definitely love to cook for people, so that's kind of like my love language is giving food. So I do love people to eat my food, although it's so nerve-wracking when they're going to judge your food. So I think I didn't feel super sad because I wanted them to try it. I was so excited. You've spent so long creating this and planning it, and then they finally get to taste it. But also, you've spent so long planning and creating it, and it looks amazing, and then all of a sudden, it's just gone and eaten. But that's the love of food, isn't it? What was the most challenging thing to bake on the show? Oh, I mean, so much of it was really challenging, but definitely for me, that final technical where it was a basket of all of our old food, I found that the most challenging. I loved the idea of that. I think it was such a funny, cool idea. You know, it's right up my alley, but just under that pressure, I found it really, really difficult to find clarity in my mind. I am such an ideas person. My mind is as you can probably tell, all of the time. And so I had so many ideas, but my brain just felt like a tornado. I'd actually love to do it again because I just thought it was such a fun idea. Okay, what was your favorite thing to bake on the show? Do you know what? There were so many things that I loved baking on the show. To be honest, I loved every single moment, so every day was my favorite. But the party llama cake, the Princess Catalea party llama cake, was just absolutely so fun for me. I think it was such a fun idea, and I love hazelnuts, love chocolate, so I was building something that I really love, and knew that Catalea was going to get to see it, and it would brighten up her whole day. Yeah, that was definitely probably my favorite challenge. Although it was quite stressful, which leads on to the next question: how long before you had to make the cake did you get to meet your kid? So literally, as they announced it, the kids walked in. You had maybe, I think it was 10 or 15 minutes to chat with them, come up with ideas, and then pretty much started. I think we had time to go to the toilet, have a drink of water, and then we were straight in it. So not long at all. But it was so fun, and Catalea was lovely. And we definitely both loved chocolate and Nutella and party llama and sprinkles and glitter. So that was awesome. Which bake were you the most proud of, and did you learn the most from? So funnily enough, the one I was the most proud of was dessert week, when I dropped the pie or the tart in the technical challenge and basically had to start from scratch. Even though what I produced was pretty disgusting, it was still hot, raw on the bottom, I came last in the technical, I was just so proud that I got something up for the judges and persevered. You know, I'm a teacher and we say all the time, don't give up. If you're in the learning pit, just keep going. That's where you grow. But in moments like that, where you have just dropped your entire tart case into the oven and it is absolutely disintegrated, it's really hard to just get back on the horse and keep going. I definitely stopped for a second, was I can either lose it and cry and just give up. I think people would have understood if I gave up. You know, I think they'd have seen how broken it was, that there was 45 minutes left, and they'd have gone, do you know what? Yeah, I'd have given up too, but I just couldn't. I just all of a sudden got this adrenaline, and I was I've got to go. Even if it doesn't even finish, I just needed to put something up, and I was so proud that I managed to do it. And I have such clear memories of me shoveling with my oven gloves the pastry out of the oven so I could just get it out of the oven to get the new one in. And you know, everyone was super supportive. They were cheering me on. And yeah, that was definitely the proudest moment for me. And it's funny because the bake was rubbish, but the thing I was proud of was my attitude. And I think that's what you can take away from that is your attitude is everything. Just do the best with what you've got at the time, you know? And then you are just proud of how you did it. This person said, congratulations. Would you ever want to go on any other TV shows or competitions? Oh, probably not another cooking competition, but I also had so much fun. So never say never. This person also said, congratulations. Thank you. What does the prize winner get? I'll go get it. Let me show you. Ta-da! You get this epic cake stand that says, the Great Kiwi Bake Off. This just sits in my cupboard at the moment, but one day I'd love to have it up. Oh, do you know what? I could put it up there, but I'd be so scared if the wind blew and it fell off and smashed. Imagine. But this is your trophy. I love pickles. Who do you keep in touch with and why? I've actually stayed in touch with everybody, all of the other contestants. I definitely have chatted to Devaney and Danny and Sally the most, and Aiden, because we were, down to the final 5. Spent loads of time with them. But I honestly just love everyone to bits. And Paul as well. So I'm a teacher, and Paul's charity, he has a charity that builds school gardens. So he's built in my last 2 schools, he's actually built the gardens there as well. So we often chat about school gardening and things like that. Can you release any of the recipes? Well, if you've been subscribed to my YouTube, I put out a recipe that went along with each episode every week. And I know that Sally and Devaney have definitely put some of their recipes up on their Instagram. So definitely go and check them out. But I also know that everyone is more than happy to share their recipes. So go and reach out to them on Instagram, the other bakers, and I'm sure they will share their recipes with you. This smells so good. I'm getting really hungry. Yum. Any unheard tips for cakes that you learnt on the show? Yes, actually. Cakes weren't a huge thing that I made before. I'm definitely more of a bread kind of gal. I just love bread. But Josh told me that if I wanted to make my cakes the day before I make them, or you could even make them the day before, wrap them in Glad wrap while they're still warm, so they lock in the moisture, put them in the freezer, and then the next day they're really easy to build. So I actually do that all the time now, which is super handy because you can make the cakes the day before and then all you have to do is ice it the next day. Super tip. And Devaney taught me that if you use a stick blender, so say you've got a Swiss meringue buttercream and you want to get the colour really, really deep, because sometimes it's really hard to colour a Swiss meringue, use a stick blender, and something about the fat particles bind with the colour and it makes a way more rich colour. So they're my 2 top tips for you guys. Now, what am I going to put on here first? I'm going to smush the garlic into it. Yum! I love garlic. Someone said you should get your trophy tattooed on you. Well, I have been in touch with my tattoo artist. Stay tuned on my Instagram. I will definitely show you if I get a Bake Off tattoo. So where to now? Honestly, who knows? I am loving making these recipes for YouTube. And I love making content for Instagram. I just find it so fun. I just love to cook and to bake and share that with the world. My all-time dream is to have a kids cooking show. So maybe one day we'll get there. But for now, I'm just going to keep, doing what I love, making food, sharing it with you guys, having fun. I think that's what life is for. Having fun, right? Thanks so much, everyone, for honestly all of your support. Have a wonderful week. I will see you next week, and we are starting a cookie series with all of my favourite cookie recipes, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, peace. I'm going to eat this, and you can watch my Bake Off audition. Have fun. We thought we ordered a Bake Off tent all the way from the UK this year, but things seem to have been lost in translation. Welcome to the Bake Off tent, and welcome to the Great Kiwi Bake Off. This is going to be intense. Kia ora. I'm Anna, I'm 27 and I'm a primary school teacher from Auckland. I am so excited to be here. I have loved baking ever since I was a child. The earliest memories are in the kitchen. It's always been my happy place. I'm feeling quite nervous walking into the Bake Off area. I don't really know what to expect. I've heard we're on location this year, so I'm really excited to see what the kitchen is like. Welcome contestants to the 2023 Great Kiwi Bake Off. We hope you're excited and we're going to be turning up the heat this year. Welcome to your Bake Off kitchen. Oh my gosh. When I saw the tent, my heart sank. I'm a very sweaty person. I am not looking forward to cooking in there. Today's challenge is Snoop Dogg's favourite, for shizzle my drizzle, it's drizzle cake time. Do you know what? As long as there's no bugs in the tent, I'm sure we'll be fine. We have 90 minutes, ready, set, bake. Ooh, it's hot in here. So Anna, tell us what kind of drizzle cake you're making today. Decided to make a lemon drizzle cake. I just think fresh lemons, can't go wrong. Don't you think that might be a little safe for the first day of Bake Off? Well, maybe a little bit simple. I might be playing it safe, but I'm really hoping that the flavors will be there. It'll be yummy, it'll be moist and crispy on the outside, and hopefully it'll be good. We shall see. Being inside that tent was crazy. I was sweating everywhere. Anna, please bring your drizzle cake over to the tasting table. Oh, this is so yummy, Anna. I really like that it's crunchy on the outside, but really moist and stuffed in the middle. I really like the way it's got texture, and I like the way that you added poppy seeds as a little surprise in there for us. Poppy seeds? I didn't put any. Ants! So good my moustache is falling off.